I'm John Law, and you and I are standing on top of the Tribune Tower in downtown Oakland, the most singular building in the state. There's no other building like this really anywhere that I've been able to find. Copper mansard roof, 4-story pitched copper mansard roof that we're like in the middle of, at the top of right here. The neon clocks on the 21st floor, which also have neon minute and hour hands, which are quite rare. And then the neon wraparound letters, 12-foot tall neon letters on the 16th floor that say Tribune. You take all those elements and put them together, and there's no other building like this that I know of anywhere. There are other buildings with mansard roofs like this that you'd find in Boston, New York, wherever. And there are other neon clocks here and there, not that many, but not that many left. But you put all these things together, and there's no other building like it. Well, I was a neon sign hanger serviceman for years. That was my trade. And back in the 80s, I worked on this building. I repaired the neon clocks and the neon letters for American Neon Sign Company, which used to be down in Jingletown off of the Nimitz Freeway, and on 23rd Ave. And so I worked on it was the last. Billy Greaves and I, who's passed on, who's my training dude. When I started in the neon trades, I worked with him servicing these letters, and so then the building was abandoned after the Loma Prieta earthquake in 1989, and we had been the last guys to work on the neon. And then again in '96, when the building was bought, I ended up through a very peculiar series of circumstances, ended up getting the contract to restore the neon, and it's a long story, but and then I also ended up working out getting an office space in the building. I have the top floor, 22nd floor, a little teeny office there, which I've had ever since 1996. And so I just keep the neon going, and every time somebody buys the building, they inherit me along with the building. I'll be fixing the neon as long as I can, and I'm pretty goddamn spry for my age, so it's one of my favorite jobs. I do this. I repair the neon for this building. I also do the Port of San Francisco sign on the Ferry building and the Hills Brothers Coffee sign on Embarcadero. So these are the three big, funky, old, cool signs that I still service. I restored along with Paul Norton, I restored the rotating star on top of the Sir Francis Drake Hotel about 15 years ago. And I've worked on all the big displays, a lot of the big displays around here, the C&H sign in Crockett, which is still the biggest scintillating display in the northern part of the state, possibly the whole state. I'm a licensed, insured, bonded contractor, the state of California, C45 electrical sign contractor. I carry a ton of insurance, and I've been doing it for a really, really long time. I'm kind of an anomaly. It's not that, this building, it's owned by people with money, and they have to protect their interest, and so I have to be covered for anything I do. And just having that kind of background in insurance coverage is not that easy to get. There's some other builders and contractors that have it, but like your average artist who's not also a contractor would have a difficult time, I think, making an arrangement just because of liability issues, because the lawyers need to get their money, and they make sure that, poor artists are pretty much fucked. So I'm kind of an anomaly. I'm very fortunate to have been in the trades, and in regards to having a space in this building. Well, I have a blog that I haven't updated in a while, johnwlaw.com, and you can find other stuff from there, or you could Google me and come up with different crimes. So
awesome. Thanks, John.
Yeah.